Thank you, Ruby. Our next question will come from the incoming president of the Central Student Council of UST, Miyuki Morishita, with a question for Senator Onasan.
Good evening, sir. I believe that you are seeking re-election for the 4th time already, and I believe that right now you're also advocating for youth development. You believe that our most strategic and precious resource for a sovereign nation is the children. And for the children, we believe that we need quality education. And yet, with the implementation of the K-12 policy, it has been detrimental to many sectors. Yes, the objectives is admirable, but my question is, do you believe that the K-12 policy is the best alternative to adapt in order to attain quality education? And if yes or no, what programs then are you planning to implement in order to lessen the negative impact and improve the said policy?
Thank you for that question. We supported the K-12 policy. But as we articulated to Secretary Brother Armin Ristro, it's more basic than that. Nutrition between the ages of 0 to 6 is the proper intervention which should be incorporated in our educational system. Otherwise, after the age of 6, even if we give everybody one classroom or one teacher or one supercomputer each, it will be a case of underdeveloped bodies and underdeveloped minds. We should look at the Brazilian model, no? Where we go back to the 100-kilometer radius. No? You know, in 2003, President Da Silva said, "It's Brazilian, will eat 3 times a day." You know what the problem is in Brazil now of President Dilma Rousseff? Obesity. So what I'm saying is, let's go back to basic. Nutrition must be part of our educational system. I think we had reached the threshold of globalization. Let's go back to the villages. Encourage self-sufficiency so that as a sovereign republic, a truly independent nation, we can feed our own people and educate our own people. As I said earlier, make them healthier, smarter, stronger, happier, and safer. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nasan, and thank you, Miyuki. Our third question will come from Camille Roderos, President of the Becarios de Santo Tomas, Scholars of Santo Tomas. Question for Congressman Sani Angara.
Good evening, sir. Currently, the Philippines is doing well in terms of the business process outsourcing. And according to some of your interviews, you said that now one of your focus will be on promoting the knowledge process outsourcing, wherein more job opportunities will be available for our professionals, like in the field of accounting, nursing, and the like. So my question is, what are the laws that you're going to sponsor or implement in order to promote this KPO or knowledge process outsourcing, and in order to protect the interests of the people who are involved in this program?
Yes, thank you. Very good question. No? Unfortunately, with the BPO industry, naka-focus lang yan sa mga malalaking cities. So you have your Metro Manila, you have Davao, you have Bacolod. But the Philippines is a big country, 7,000 islands. The question is, how do we roll it out so that mas equitable siya, diba? Mas maraming nakikinabang dyan. I think it's in terms of budgetary allocation. We should help with the communications infrastructure dahil maraming malilit na lugar na lalawigan na wala pa yung access, they don't have that infrastructure. Just like the government comes in to provide roads, maybe it should also come in to provide that communications infrastructure, which would lay the groundwork for the thriving of an industry, the BPO. It's the fastest growing jobs producer in the Philippines, and but if we're not careful, yung appreciation ng peso, baka may mga pumasok na mas murang bansa. That's why I'm advocating the move to the knowledge process outsourcing. You move to a higher level where even professionals, it's not just startup jobs, but also lawyers, accountants, medical transcription, animation, things like that. So mas mataas ang sweldo, and also you're protected from being undercut by countries that have cheaper labor.
Thank you, Congressman Angara, and thank you to Camille. Fourth question will come from Pio Sanchez of the College of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Your question, Pio, is for Attorney Liaso.
Good evening, Attorney Liasos. I have read some articles about you online, and you have been very vocal about the fact that you and your party do not have the electoral machinery to match that of the other candidates running for this year's election, and that you are banking on social media like Twitter and Facebook to give you the proper mileage to promote your platforms. It has been observed in history that it is still the more popular candidates who win the elections. My question is, do you think the Philippine electorate is ready for a paradigm shift from choosing the more popular candidates to choosing candidates who are more grounded on their platforms and issues? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. That's a very good reality check for me, no? Kaya nga po nandito kami sa University of Santo Tomas para direktang kinakausap kayo sapagkat alam namin, lalo na yung sektor ng estudyante, ay matatalinong botante. Ako'y naniniwala na ang bansa ay handa na, no, sa pagbabago at handa na rin sila maghalal ng mga alternatibong kandidato. Sapagkat kahit saan kami magpunta, naririnig namin reklamo sila ng reklamo na hindi nagbabagong ating bansa sapagkat hindi naman nagbabago yung mga leader na ating pamahalaan. Kaya po kami nag-a-advocate na matuto na tayo, gumising na tayo at naniniwala kami na yung social media ay napaka-importanting pamamaraan sapagkat karamihan dyan ay gumagamit ay mga kabataan kagaya mo at yung mga OFWs. At kapag nagsama-sama lahat yan, napakalakas po ng kapangyarihan. At hindi lamang po dahil kami ay mahirap na kandidato, ibig sabihin nun, hindi na kami nag-iikot sa bansa. Ginagawa po namin ang aming limitation lang, wala kaming political ads. But we go straight to the people. Gusto namin kausapin ng taong bayan, gusto namin pakinggan kami, at alam niyo nakakataba ng puso. Yung mga taong nakarinig kay Attorney Llasos, pakatapos ng forum, nagpapapicture at nagsasabi, Sir, sa'yo na ang boto ko. Sana ganun din ang gawin mo mamaya.
Thank you, Attorney Llasos. And thank you also to Pio. Our fifth question will come from City Aziz, UST Comelec Chair, for Attorney Samson.
Good evening, Attorney Alcantara. As an aspiring legislator, what steps do you plan to take in lessening the negative impact brought about by the abuse of companies of the contractualization rule?
Contractualization.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's a misunderstood term. It's a very broad term. Contractualization. That means to say that the employment of a worker is only for a short period. So, if it is repeatedly done, then he becomes regular. But that is not specifically provided for in our laws now. So I will propose legislation that will more or less provide already for the regularization of these workers who are repeatedly hired on a fixed period term. But even the decisions of the Supreme Court, meron na yan eh. Hindi namang bago yan na contractualization is prohibited. Pero wala sa batas. Na nandun sa mga Supreme Court decisions lang. Kaya one of the first legislation that I will introduce is to provide that those who are repeatedly hired are already considered to be regular. Ngayon, meron pang sa batas, meron tayong labor-only contracting, meron din job contracting. Ang recognized na lawful is job contracting. Yung labor-only contracting, prohibited yun. Kaya lang, kung minsan, meron pang mga tao na nag-engage in labor-only contracting. Dapat, pati yung employer na nag-engage dito, ma-penalize. Walang criminal liability kasi yung
Thank you. Thank you very much, Attorney Alcantara. And thank you also to City. Our last question will come from Guamer Partosa, College of Commerce and Business Administration, with a question for Grace Poe.
Good evening, ma'am. So one of your personal agenda, is to provide opportunities for our children. So you want to provide opportunities to these children who are victims of poverty so that they will grow up to become active participants in our country's development. And you plan to tap the government, the local government units, and also private sectors. So my first question, ma'am, is what's your specific plan of action for this one? And my second question is, do you also plan to tap the youth organization? If yes, how do you plan to collaborate with this youth organization? Because, ma'am, as a member of a youth organization that is run by the youth, for the youth, I believe we can also create greater impact to this youth by serving as their inspiration.
I agree, and thank you for your question. Actually, yung ating populasyon ngayon, 34% ng ating populasyon ay mga batang mas mababa sa 14 years of age. So 14 to 0, 34% po ng ating bansa. Ngayon, sinasabi po ng Goldman Sachs na in the year 2050, parang we're going to be the 13th largest economy in the world. That sounds very promising. Pero kung iisipin natin, ang ating mga anak ngayon ay dapat alagaan natin mabuti para naman makamtan yung pangarap na yan. At tama yung sinabi ni Senator Honasa, na kasama ng edukasyon, dapat nandyan din ang nutrisyon. Kaya nga po, habang pinag-aaralan itong K-12 bill sa Senado at sa Kongreso at bago ipasa yan, baka naman pwede tayo maglagay ng probisyon sa pagkakaroon ng standard lunch program sa lahat ng pampublikong elementaryong paaralan. Sapagkat nung panahon ni Pangulong Marcos, mayroong mga Nutri-Bonds na ipinapamahagi. Hindi naman po mahal, pero kahit papano nakakabusog at may sapat na nutrisyon para sa mga bata. So yun ang una kong gustong gawin. Pangalawa, tapping the youth organizations. Napakahalaga po na may big brother, big sister system sa ating pamahalaan at gobyerno. Lalong-lalo na yung mga high school. Pag sila ay responsible sa mga grade schoolers, maaaring mabawasan ng bullying, maaaring magkaroon ng inspirasyon ng mga bata, at ang mga nakakatanda ay magkakaroon din ng responsibilidad para sa mga nakakabata. Kulang po ang oras, pero nandun po ako sa iyong adikain.
Thank you very much, Ms. Grace Poe, and thank you also to Guamer. At the moment, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go straight into the most awaited segment of the town hall. This is what we call our one-word segment. It is a most interesting and most revealing segment, and you'll see why in a little while. Anna and I will take turns giving each of you, the 6 of you, words or a set of words, very harmless words, don't worry. Your answers may be harmful. And you each have to respond with just one word. In this segment, the 90-second rule does not apply. So the faster you respond, the better for you. Okay, so I'll begin with, and I'm going to ask isa-isa, no? So one word per candidate. Senator Cheese Escudero, 2016.
Malayo pa.
That's 2 words. 2 words! I'm sorry, I cannot accept that answer.
Malayo.
Senator Greg Onasan, Saba.
Country.
Congressman Sani Angara, Cardinal Chito Tagle.
Pride of the Philippines.
One word, one word.
Filipino pride.
No, that's 2 words. May naririnig ako dito sa mga estudyante, ano sabi nyo? Pope daw. Eh. No, huwag natin turuan si
ganito na lang,
Sani Angara.
pinagmamalaki.
Pinagmamalaki. Ayaw mo talagang sabihin Pope? Grace Poe, FPJ.
Mahal ko, pero...
On the mic, sorry?
Mahal ko.
Please use your mic.
Mahal ko. FPJ.
FPJ.
Mahal.
Mahal. Ayaw mong sabihin presidente or... Attorney Samson Alcantara, your set of words are, college students are waterproof. Ano? Diba? Attorney? Pwede niyo pong sabihin agree.
Yes.
Yes. So, sa susunod po, kaya lang signal number 3 pa rin kayo, hindi ba? Wala pa rin kayo. Okay. Marwil Yasos, your set of words, very appropriate. Baha ang Espanya.
Langoy.
Sabi na UST. Akala ko sabi na UST.
Okay. Parati bang ganon dito sa UST? Kawawa naman kayo.